Hello, mathematicians. We are going to continue using partial quotients for our division. And we're going to divide, and then we are going to check our work using multiplication to make sure that it all agrees. So we're going to divide first, and then we're going to check our work with multiplication. So I'll walk you through a few problems. Then you're going to get to go practice by yourself in your problem set, knowing that you can always come back to this video to help you. So let's start with this problem. 580 divided by 17 equals some quotient. Okay, now remember, let's review our vocabulary. The 580, the first number in a division sentence, this is called the dividend. It represents the whole thing, what I'm starting with. The second number, this is the divisor. It tells us how many groups or parts we're creating, and then our answer is called our quotient. So when we set up what I like to call our house, the whole, our dividend goes inside, our divisor goes on the outside. We're going to slowly start building our quotient here and end with our quotient up here. Now, what we learned is that we can use numbers that are easy for us to multiply. So I know that 17 times 10 is equal to 170. So I could absolutely start with 10. However, 170 is still kind of far from 580. So I know that 17 times 2 is 34. That I can do in my head. So 17 times 20 is 340. That's closer. So I'm going to use 17 times 20, and I get 340. And then I'm going to subtract the 2. Okay, so we start by listing some basic facts here. When we multiply, choose one that's kind of close. And look again, we're making it easy for ourselves. You could have totally done 17 times 10. So now I'm going to subtract. I did 17 times 20 is 340, because 17 times 2 is 34. 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 4 is 4. 5 minus 3 is 2. Now I'm left with 240. I can't do another 17 times 20, but I can do a 17 times 10, because that's 170. So I'm going to do 17 times 10, and I get 170. And now I'm going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. I can't subtract 7 tens from 4 tens, or 4 tens minus 7 tens. I'm going to go unbundle. 14 minus 7 is 7. Now I'm left with 70. All right. So I could do 17 times 1 and keep subtracting. 7 minus 17, minus 17, minus 17, because I know that division is like repeated subtraction. However, here I have 17 times 2 is 34. That's closer. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to extend my line there if I need to. I'm going to subtract 34. 10 minus 4 is 6, and I get 36. And I think to myself, can I keep going? Well, yeah, I can keep going. As long as this number is bigger than my divisor, I've got to keep going. So I'm going to do another 2. And let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it here. I'm going to do another 2, and I subtract and I get 2. And now I'm done. So now I'm going to add up all my partial quotients. 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 2 is 32. And another 2 is 34. So my answer is 34. And what's left is my remainder, remainder 2. Now I'm going to check it. So watch this. I'm going to go my whole number quotient times my divisor. So 34 times 17. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. It's not a 1. Looks like a 1, smells like a 1, tastes like a 1. It's really a 10, so I put down my 0 in my 1's place. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I add them up. 8, 7. I get 578, but then what do I need to do? I need to add in my remainder. So 578 plus 2 is 580, and look at that. That matches, and that matches, and I got it right. Yay, me. All right, erase your boards, and we're going to do another one in just a second as soon as I pause my video. All right, so now we are going to do another problem. And if we look at this, this one's a little different. We have a 4-digit dividend, still with a 2-digit quotient, 2-digit divisor. The process is exactly the same. Okay, we're trying to figure out our quotient. So we're going to set it up, leaving up enough space to work here. The 4,289, which is our dividend, goes inside our house. The divisor, which is 52, goes outside our house. We're starting with, think of 4,289 Skittles, sharing them with 52 students. Wow, that's a lot of Skittles. All right, so here's what we know. We know that 52 times 10 is 520. We know that 52 times 100 is 5,200. That's too high. So I'm going to go off to the side and I'm just going to try 52 times 8, okay? And watch why I'm going to do that. Because if I know times 8, I can do times 80, right? So I'm going to do 52 times 8. And I knew I wanted to get close because 5,200 is kind of close to 4,289. So they're only about 1,000 off. So I want to get closer than 520, but I could just do 520. So I just want to see. So 8 times 2 is 16. 5 times 8 is 40. Okay, so check this out. If 52 times 8 is 416, then I know that 52 times 80 is 4,160. Well, oh my gosh, that's crazy close. That's really close. So I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to go to 80 and I'm at 4,160 right away. And so let me walk through again what I did. I started multiplying by 10, 520. And I could have done minus 520, minus 520, minus 520, minus 520. I would have had that 8 times. It's a lot of subtracting. So I looked at 52 times 100, which was 5,200. And I know that that was too high, but it was kind of close. So I just did a guess and check. And I just tried 52 times 8 to see if that gets me close to this 428. And it happened to be 416. So if I know 52 times 8, I know 52 times 80. And I literally just did a guess and check. I picked a number that was a little under 10 because knowing that I can add a zero, place a zero there, it's going to be a little under 100. Okay. So now I just subtract 4,289 minus 4,160. 9 minus 0 is 9. 8 minus 6 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. And I have 129. So I'm going to make sure I give myself some space. Well, now I know 52 times 1 is just 52. Okay, so I'm just going to do minus 52. 9 minus 2 is 7. Can't do 2 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is 7. I can do another 52. This number is bigger than that. So now I'm going to subtract 7 minus 2 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. And I'm done because this number is less than this. So I add my partial quotients, 81, 82. I think my answer is 82 remainder 25. Okay. But now I'm going to come off to the side and I'm going to check it. And I'm going to use standard algorithm. So I'm going to multiply the 82 times the 52. Okay. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 8 is 16. Put down the 0 because that's a 50. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 plus 1 is 41. Going to add them up. 4, 6, 2. And I get 4264. But I have to remember, I have to add my remainder in, right? I have to add my remainder. 4 plus 5 is 9. 6 plus 2 is 8. 4,289 It totally worked. Okay. Now, I want to show you one more thing. I want to show you how you could have, instead of doing times 8, you could have just done times 10. And I won't do the whole thing, but I'll kind of get you started so you could see that the coolest thing about partial quotients is you can start in a totally different place than I do, and we could still get to the same place. So I know 52 times 10 is 520. So if I just list the 10 and I do 520 and I subtract, 9 minus 0 is 9, 8 minus 2 is 6, that becomes a 3, 12 minus 5 is 7. Now I have 3769. I can do another 10 and keep subtracting 520. 9, 4, 2, 3, and do another 10. And eventually there'd be 8 10s listed here. So remember, the goal is to kind of guess and check some numbers off to the side. So let's do another one, and I'll show you what I mean with this guess and check. All right. So let's do this one. Let's do 3,164 divided by 45. Okay. I'm going to set up my house. My dividend goes inside. My divisor goes outside. I'm going to want to find my quotient. 3,164 is the whole. That's what I'm starting with. 45 is the divisor. That's how many groups I'm creating. And my quotient is going to go up here. Okay. So I know 45 times 10 is 450. Too low. I know 45 times 100 is 4,500. Too high. So I'm just going to do a guess and check. I want to get kind of close to 316. Okay. Knowing that I can just place the 0 from 45 times something. All right. So I'm going to try, I don't know, 45 times 7 off to the side. I'm just going to multiply 45 times 7. Again, it's a guess and check. Need something a little less than this because 450 is higher than 316. 5 times 7 is 35. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 3 is 31. And then, so 45 times 7 is 315. That's lower. So then 45 times 70 is 3150. Holy cow, look how close that is. Again, it's a guess and check. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 45 times 70. And I'm going to get 3150. And I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 6 minus 5 is 1. And all I'm left with is 14. So holy cow, I got it right on the first try by using that guess and check. My answer should be 70 remainder 14. So again, I'm going to use multiplication to check my work. 45 times 70, 5 times 0 is 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. So nothing's there. This is not a 7, it's a 70. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 3 is 31. Look at that, 3150. And then I add my remainder, 14, and I get 3164, and it works. So let me go back to this guess and check. Okay, so I want to go back to this guess and check, and I want to show you what would have happened if I didn't get there right away. So let's say that, all right, I know 45 times 100 is 4500. That's too high. So let's say I'm just going to try 45 times 60. That's what I want to try. Now I know I can do 45 times 6 and then just place the 0, right? 45 times 6, 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 3 is 27. So 45 times 6 is 270. So then what's 45 times 60? Well, that becomes 2700. Okay, so I can totally work with 2700. It's less than 3164. So I'm going to work with the 60, and I get 2700. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 6 minus 0 is 6. Can't do 1 minus 7. Going to go unbundle. 11 minus 7 is 4. Okay, so now I'm left with 464. Now, I know 45 times 10 is 450. So I can do the 10 and I get 450, and I'm left with 14. 70 remainder 14. Okay, again, I do my multiplication check. 70 times 14. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 7 is 28. Put down my 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 7 is 7. 0, 8, 980. And holy cow, it didn't work. I have a mistake somewhere. So I need to go back. Oh, because why am I multiplying by 14? I need to multiply by 45. Holy cow, my brain just grew a whole lot. I found my mistake, and I'm doing it again. Slow down, Mr. Weinstein. 70 times 45. 0 times 5, I'm going to go slowly, is 0. 5 times 7 is 35. Put down my 0 because that's a 40. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 7 is 28. I add those up, and I get 3150. Now I need to add my remainder. And I get 3164. All right, so that is a review of partial quotients. Now, as you work through today's problem set, feel free to come back and watch this video, to go into the Math Virtual Classroom. There's some videos and some anchor charts there that can help you. And as always, reach out to your teacher if you need help, boys and girls. All right, good luck.